If one is presently on a county board for the de facto, is there a way for them to bring that position in that is your 100%? You have an oath. All you have to do is understand what your oath is and what does it say you were allowed to do and what are the functions of this county and how are they spending their money and how are they processing and how are you going to, I mean, there's all kinds of ways that you can operate in the de jure capacity as a de facto. And believe it or not, that county board is supposed to hold up both sides. Okay. And they're supposed to deal with the private citizen within the construct of their oath of office, and they're supposed to deal with the U.S. citizen within the construct of the corporate structure. So every single county, every single state, every single federal position, every single judge has an oath of office. You know, there's a respondeant superior. They all took an oath to uphold, support, protect, and defend the Constitution for the United States, which means what? Protect the unalienable rights, not inalienable, unalienable rights of God's people. Who's God's people? And how do you determine if they're God's people? That's a structure that hasn't even been discussed outside of court. It's been discussed in court, meaning, and the judges are trying to play it off like those are sovereign citizens, even if they're a state citizen with full paperwork in play. These judges really don't want people to know who is the sovereign in this nation. And they want you to pray to them, to idolize them, to worship them. But my point is every single county has an oath to uphold, protect a private citizen. And the same on the public side. So you're doing a two-function job, like in the federal rules of regulations for the federal government. It's well written and established the job functions of the same guy for two different criterion, one for the de facto and one for the de jure. Title 31, subsections 51.1 and 51.2 of the Federal Rules of Regulations, the Secretary of Treasury's position. It's the description for the de jure and the de facto, their job title, their job description of both. So it's written throughout the Federal Rules of Regulation. Now, if you go to house.gov or archives.gov and you Google that, you're going to see it says reserved. They don't want you to see this stuff on their websites. So you have to FOIA it to get a copy of it. And then you're going to see and go, holy crap, it's here. The de jure is the foundation of the whole nation. Like the de facto can't even exist unless this exists. And so there are people that are in these seats, not very many that know about it. And the DOS is trying to keep everybody in these seats, the ones that are sitting on top of the de jure, the de facto, the corporate. And they want everybody to think that everything is by force, everything is the rule of the law, the government's in control, the FBI is in control, and the FBI and the Secret Service and the CIA, they're all saying all the people below, meaning the de jure, are crazy patriots, QAnons, conspiracy, sovereign citizens, you know, and that's a sad day, because those people that are saying this, that are doing this, that are ripping apart the greatest nation on earth to bring about the Great Reset and the Great Awakening, are going to pay a very dear price. And I keep saying this isn't a threat, it's a fact. Whether it's by the people or by God, you will not win. You have already lost. Read your dang Bible and we win. And if you don't believe that, understand something. God's word is perfect through the whole thing. And you guys look like a bunch of scared idiots in Revelation 6. And that's a very serious thing, a very serious statement. I know that they got to obey their God. I know that they got to keep, you know, hiding kids underground. I know they got to keep their sin intact and covered. And that's all they're doing, because there's a big movement of people waking up all the way across the board. And I know that I am totally off the topic, but these are all the shots that are fired off in my head when I get these questions, because to understand de jure can be done in any de facto, quote unquote de facto, because it's not all de facto. You took an oath. uphold the oath, fight hard for the people, and understand that there are some people in your county that are private citizens. The great majority of them are not, but you still have to fight for everybody as if they are private citizens, because they were all tricked into it.